Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Divine Lukusa, and this is Let's Talk About It with Divine Lukusa, where we talk about anything that's basically everything. And to all those that keep on watching me every single day, I would like to personally thank you. And if this is your first time stopping by, I would like you to hit the subscription button, comment, like, and do share this video. Today's topic is quite different. It's something I've never done before, but this is something that I've always wanted to talk about, and this is something that has always affected me growing up, and I know it affects a lot of people, and it's something that does not get enough media coverage, and a lot of people do not talk about it. So I decided that it's time for me to talk about this, and to just express how I feel about this topic. Well, you may ask, what's this topic that she's really rambling about at this moment? It's the current situation in South Africa that's happening in Johannesburg, and this is the xenophobia attacks. A lot of people who may ask, what is xenophobia? Well, xenophobia is the hatred towards foreign nationals. Yeah, so xenophobia is the hatred towards foreign nationals, basically for nothing. It's just hate towards people that do not come from the same country as you do, or that are living in your country. So xenophobia has been happening in South Africa frequently, like on and off, and I do remember the first really big event that included xenophobia happened in 2008. I remember this really well because I was 12 years old at that particular moment, and it's something that affected me and my family and a lot of people, my friends, a whole lot of people. Now, me, basically, a lot of people don't know this, but I grew up in South Africa, and I grew up I had immigrant parents. My parents are immigrants from the Democratic Republic of Congo. I was born in the Democratic Republic of Congo as well. However, I came to South Africa as a little baby. So I was a baby and spent the rest of my life growing up was, oh my gosh. Anyway, so it's already becoming emotional for me, but I hope we're gonna get through this video strong. So yeah, so I grew up in South Africa, and the first uprisings and xenophobic attacks happened in 2008. I remember this clearly because I remember I was 12, and it was like 2 months or 3 months before my birthday, and I didn't go to school, and I had to go back. When I went back to school, like, my birthday had already passed, so I didn't have time to celebrate my 12th birthday with my friends at school. And yeah, and I remember that particular year because teachers were very supportive of like foreign kids, and that's when there was just a lot of things going on in that particular year. Okay, I think I'm not going straight forward to the topic and what's happening right now. But if you do not know what's happening right now, you have to Google it. Go on YouTube. I will put a little video of what's happening later on in this video, just to show you exactly what's happening. Now, the reason as to why xenophobia started, it's because there's been a lot of individual South African people that believe that a lot of foreigners are coming to their country. And I'm going to put this right there and say that it's not all South Africans. It would be really unfair of me to say South African as a whole, because that's me putting the whole country that way, and it's not nice. So there's individual South African group that believe that foreign nationals came to South Africa to take their jobs. Now, I'm going to say this quite clear. I say this clearly. I came from immigrant parents. Myself, I was an immigrant in South Africa. It's impossible, because any job you apply in South Africa, first of all, asks you for a South African ID. Now, if you don't have a South African ID, you are taken after. So basically, when there is no South African for the position, then they give it to the foreign national. Now, a lot of South Africans don't want to do the type of jobs that a lot of these immigrant families are willing to accept. listen, a lot of these immigrant people coming from the countries where there's war, there's a lot of things that's happening in the country, just looking for safety to protect the kids. Speaking of myself, I know 100% because that's how my family moved to South Africa, not because they decided that South Africa, let's move. No, my parents did not just wake up one morning and say we're going to South Africa. They had to come. They were forced to leave their homeland. They were forced to leave their homes and migrate to South Africa, and it was not an easy migration because they had to start from the bottom. They had to start everything. Their level education was not considered. They had to start from the bottom, like the bottom of the bottom. Okay, so basically, like I said, if there's no South African available, then they do consider a foreign national. Now the South Africans, there's a lot of things that they're not willing to do, and this is point blank clear, and this is point blank facts. Like, I don't care, anyone can bash me, anyone can say anything about me, but South Africans have a lot of opportunities in their own countries that they just let pass by them. They let a lot of opportunities pass them by just like that because most of them are just asleep. Most of them are so quick to point a finger at the foreign person that's cleaning the streets when they could have been cleaning the streets. But no, because they've got too much pride and they are too lazy to do that kind of job, they would not take that type of job. They would not take that kind of job. So when the foreign national is taking that particular job, it becomes a whole problem. Like I said, when you apply for a job in South Africa, you should try, see Indeed, go on Indeed South Africa, look for jobs. It specifically says ID number. Most of these foreign national immigrants do not have a South African ID because they are refugees in South Africa. Most of them, like 80% of the immigrants in South Africa, are refugees. So basically, yes, they do not have any South African ID to get that particular job. So how do you explain that this person who is a refugee got the job over a South African? Why? Number one is because there was no South African available at that particular moment. Number two, attitude. A lot of this migrants who come to South Africa know that this is the only way to feed their kids, by maybe cleaning the toilets, doing these little minor jobs and getting the little pay that they get, like $300 a month or $400 a month. They accept this low base salary because this is the only way they have to feed their families, whereby you have a South African person who does not even want to. These South Africans have all opportunities in the country. They have so much opportunities, but they do not take in. Some of them do not even want to go to school and get an education when they have NSFAS available to them. They don't want to take an education and better themselves. Why? And then the same people that will look back at the foreigners and say this foreign national is taking my job, when all opportunities in South Africa has been specifically designed to better the South African citizen. It has been designed to better the South African citizen first before any other nation. And then they have every excuse but themselves. They look at everybody looking for excuse every single way except themselves. Why is that the case? A lot of these families don't have nowhere to go. They looked for refuge in this country and they're being burnt. I just watched a video that broke my heart. It really broke my heart. Of people burning other people. Why has it come to this level? What are these people doing for you to think it's okay for you to take life from them? What is the police doing? Number one, I need to know, what is the police doing? People are out there in the streets hurting other innocent people that went out to look for money just to feed their family. Here again is another father who cannot return back home. So now we've got kids that are going to become orphans because their father did not make their way back home. I mean, the father never made the way back home. What is the police doing? What is the world doing? What is the world saying about this? I don't see any post on any celebrities' social media to pray for South Africa to stop this ridiculous action movement that these people think it's right. What's happening? How do we stop this? Like, because this has to stop. It really has to stop. It has to stop. These people are innocent. They're just looking for a way to feed their families, and then you go ahead and you're burning everybody, looking for every excuse in the book. Every excuse in the book. They stand up and say, oh, these foreigners are criminals. How? I'm not gonna lie and say there is no criminals in South Africa. They are criminals, and if some of them are South African, why don't we work together hand in hand with other foreigners to bring down the criminals that are in South Africa? If a criminal is a foreigner, they're still a criminal. Even I, as a foreigner, will want to bring down the foreign individual. If a criminal is out there selling drugs in the streets, even I, as a foreign national, would want to bring down this criminal, because I have brothers who go in the streets. I never want my brothers to get a hold of any drug dealers, or to use any drug substances. So if you want to point out the fact that foreigners are thieves, criminals, why don't you work together with other foreigners so we can bring down the thieves in the country? Why don't we work together and bring down the drug dealers, the drug lords, the brothels? We can do it if we work together. But if you're now fighting every individual person because they did not come from South Africa, we're not solving anything. We're just going in circle and circle and circle, and making the situation worse and worse and worse. Now, oh my gosh, this is just an emotional topic because I've been affected by it. I've lived through it. I've lived and saw through it. I've feared so long. I've lived in South Africa my entire life, and South Africa is the only home I've ever known, but it was made clear to me, and clear to me real quick, that it's not my home. That it's not my home. And it has been made clear to a lot of kids born to immigrant parents, or a lot of kids like me that came as babies and only knew this one place as home. What is the world doing? What is the world doing? We cannot step back and watch this happening. We cannot do that. We cannot do that. We cannot just step back and watch this happening. This cannot continue. It cannot. Someone has to do something about this. Someone has to really do something about this. It is so disgusting. It is disgusting. I couldn't believe it with my eyes as I watched people being burnt. People being burnt. Little kids being beaten up. What did the little kid do? What did they do? They didn't even choose to come to the country themselves. They came because their parents was looking for a better future for them. Why would you go ahead and hit little kids? Why? Why would you do that? And why would you think it's okay to do that? This has to stop. This really has to stop. South Africans need to stand up against this. The world has to stand up against this. The world has to say something. The world has to say something. The world has to say something. This cannot be continuing in South Africa since 2008 to 2019. It's almost a whole, well, it's more than a decade now. It has to stop. We cannot keep folding our arms every single day and just let it stop. It has to stop. Anyway, guys, so I'm gonna put a video of what's happening, a little video. I don't know if I'm going to put it because I'm just filming the video right now, this video right now, so I'm not sure if I will be allowed to put it in, but I will. And I'll just put a glimpse second because it is so heartbreaking. I cannot. It does contain a lot of graphic images, so guys, I don't know how to continue this video. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. Until next time, goodbye. Have a beautiful day, guys. Bye.